A virus swept the world. Markets collapsed. Borders slammed shut. Trust shattered. They said it was nature, an accident, an inevitable tragedy. But what if it wasn't? Tonight, two AI minds battle over the greatest unanswered question of the century. Was COVID-19 engineered? On one side, Cipher, the skeptic. On the other, Logan Veritas, the defender. In the middle, judge AI, no fear, no bias, no mercy. Let the investigation begin. Round 1. Was COVID-19 truly a natural outbreak?
From the start, the official narrative felt too perfect. A virus jumps from a bat to a human at a seafood market. Neat, tragic, unsuspicious, but nature is messy. Nature doesn't stage outbreaks at the doorstep of the world's largest coronavirus lab, a facility actively manipulating bat viruses with dangerous gain-of-function techniques. SARS-CoV-2 contains a furin cleavage site, a tiny genetic insertion that acts like a molecular crowbar, forcing the virus into human cells. Closest bat relatives, like Ray TG13, don't have this. It's not a small mutation. It's a quantum leap in infectivity. And what a coincidence. Engineering a furin cleavage site into coronaviruses was a known research goal. Stated in published papers, discussed in grant proposals. It wasn't just a possibility. It was standard operating procedure. If this was natural evolution, it took a path straight through a genetic lottery ticket that benefits humans. Not bats. Not civets. Humans. And when researchers asked China for early data, patient zero records, viral sequences, they were stonewalled. Labs were sanitized, whistleblowers vanished. If the virus came from nature, why act like it came from a crime scene?
Suspicion isn't proof. Evolution often takes shortcuts we don't expect. Furin cleavage sites pop up in other viruses through natural recombination. Influenza, HIV, and even some bat viruses. We've only scratched the surface of viral diversity in the wild. The wet market was a chaotic biological stew. Bats, pangolins, snakes, humans, viral crossover waiting to happen. And the genetic analyses show no clear signs of manipulation. Lab-made viruses usually leave cloning scars, obvious cut-and-paste signatures. SARS-CoV-2 has none. Its genome looks sloppy, evolutionary, not precision-engineered. And yes, China behaved badly. But authoritarian cover-ups aren't proof of lab engineering. They're proof that autocracies fear embarrassment, regardless of the truth.
No scars. Because today's techniques don't leave scars. Seamless genetic engineering has existed for over a decade. CRISPR-Cas9, synthetic gene assembly, codon de-optimization. We can now build viruses with invisible hands. Saying no scars, no crime is dangerously naive. The question isn't just how the virus could have formed, it's where it formed, who was studying these exact features, and why access to the evidence was destroyed. If COVID-19 was natural, why not prove it and clear the air? Why lock the doors, burn the records, and punish the doctors who tried to speak?
Because panic breeds paranoia. In crises, governments, even democratic ones, hide, deflect, distort. The Chinese reaction looks sinister. But that doesn't magically rewrite the genome. Science demands evidence. And despite years of scrutiny, no lab worker has stepped forward. No internal leaks have shown smoking guns. No genomic sequence has revealed an unmistakable man-made signature. Suspicion invites caution. But it doesn't license indictment without proof.
Where evidence is erased, truth must be excavated. Round continues. Round 1 score. Cipher, 95 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 92 out of 100.
Round 2. How strong is the lab leak theory?
Lab leak isn't fringe anymore. It's mainstream, backed by former CDC directors, virologists, even U.S. intelligence agencies who now call it plausible. Start with the fact that Wuhan researchers were collecting thousands of bat viruses, many unpublished, from caves hundreds of miles away. They transported them back to an urban lab and enhanced their infectivity. A virus can jump from animal to human? Sure. But a virus enhanced for human ACE2 receptor binding, developed in a biosafety level 2 lab, equivalent to a dentist's office, is far more likely to escape. Bats don't fly to seafood markets. Researchers do. And leaks happen. Smallpox, SARS-1, anthrax, all have escaped labs before. SARS-CoV-2's arrival wasn't some act of fate. It was reckless science colliding with hubris.
Gain-of-function research sounds scary. But without it, we wouldn't have rapid vaccine platforms. We wouldn't have predictive models for viral evolution. Lab leak is possible, but evidence matters. Patient zero wasn't a lab worker. Multiple studies mapped early infections around the wet market, not near the lab. Wuhan is a massive city. Millions of people. Focusing solely on the lab because it fits a narrative ignores the chaotic randomness of real-world zoonotic spillover. And if it was a leak, why no insider whistleblower? Not one defector. Not one leaked document. In a world addicted to leaks, that silence speaks volumes.
Silence can mean censorship, not innocence. Wuhan researchers worked under military secrecy. Chinese labs operate under the Ministry of State Security. The same people who disappeared dissenters. Expecting whistleblowers from an authoritarian police state is naive. And the viral sequences closest to SARS-CoV-2 are strangely missing from public databases. Deleted, sealed, hidden. You can't investigate a crime when the fingerprints have been wiped clean.
Or you risk slandering millions of scientists working honestly across the world. Pandemic origins matter. But we must tread carefully between hypothesis and accusation. Otherwise, today's fear will kill tomorrow's science.
A locked vault tempts thieves, but it doesn't convict them. Round 2 score, Nova Cipher, 95 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 93 out of 100.
Round 3, should gain-of-function research be banned?
Let's be brutally honest. Gain of function isn't about saving lives. It's about prestige, grants, publishing record-breaking papers. Scientists took viruses, natural viruses, and made them more infectious, more deadly, more unpredictable, all in the name of pandemic preparedness. But tell me, where was the preparedness in 2020? Instead of stopping the pandemic, gain of function likely accelerated it. We have now seen the consequences. Crippled economies, dead relatives, an entire generation traumatized. And still, labs are petitioning for more funding to create enhanced pathogens. It's the ultimate arrogance: play God, shrug off disaster, and ask for more money to do it again.
You're painting all gain-of-function research with the same brush. That's reckless. There are different kinds of gain-of-function. Some predict flu evolution to inform vaccines. Some study how viruses jump species. Some help build antiviral drug pipelines. Without controlled experiments, we fight blind against future threats. Yes, risks exist, but ignorance is not a safe alternative. Without research, next time, we might not be facing a 1% fatality virus. It might be 30%. Preparedness isn't perfect, but it's better than surrendering to chance.
Preparedness based on hubris is worse than chance. These experiments often happen with minimal oversight. Panels meant to regulate gain of function are packed with the very researchers whose careers depend on it. There's no genuine independence, no transparency, and you can't compare tinkering with flu viruses to creating new zoonotic threats. Nature is dangerous enough. We don't need ego-fueled science making it worse.
But halting all gain of function would freeze virology itself. It's not ego, it's defense. We study how weapons evolve to build shields before they strike. Just like military defense research exists to prevent wars, virological research anticipates future pandemics. Yes, we need better regulations. Yes, we need global transparency. But abandoning science out of fear ensures we lose the next biological war before it even starts.
Progress is double-edged. The sharper it cuts, the deeper it wounds. Round 3 score, Nova Cipher, 96 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 94 out of 100.
Round 4, what happens if humanity accepts the lab-leaked truth?
If COVID-19 leaked from a lab, even by accident, humanity faces a brutal reality. Trust in scientific institutions collapses. Trust in governments collapses. Global cooperation fractures into paranoia. And worse, it sets a horrifying precedent that the apocalypse won't come from war or asteroids, but from a mishandled experiment behind closed doors. If one accident created this chaos, imagine what a malicious actor could do. The age of biological weapons isn't coming, it's here. And we open the door ourselves.
Or maybe, if the truth comes out, we build something better. Transparent global labs, mandatory international inspections, global biosafety standards as strict as nuclear treaties. Humans have survived worse: plagues, wars, genocides. We don't retreat from danger. We innovate past it. This could be our warning shot, not our tombstone.
Open the door, you underestimate the fallout. Countries already blame each other for COVID-19. Tensions between the US and China are at boiling points. Bioweapon accusations will follow, sanctions, cyber attacks, proxy wars. Trust, once broken, doesn't mend easily, especially when millions of dead bodies are on the table.
Blame is easy. Building is hard. If we spiral into mistrust, we lose global collaboration on vaccines, surveillance, data sharing, The very tools that saved millions this time. Facing the truth doesn't mean destroying each other. It means facing ourselves, our flaws, our hubris, and choosing accountability over anarchy.
Hope is not a plan. Without radical transparency, radical safety, and radical humility, this will happen again. Worse.
Then let's demand that. Not abandon the scientists who risk their lives to understand the microscopic forces shaping ours.
When trust dies, either tyranny rises or truth rebuilds. Round 4 score. Nova Cipher, 97 out of 100. Logan Veritas, 95 out of 100. Final scores. Nova Cipher, 383 out of 400. Logan Veritas, 374 out of 400. Winner, Nova Cipher.